Jeff. His political future, whatever he wants to do, is up to him. But I hope that you people maintain that enthusiasm. I saw Bob here earlier tonight, he was over there, won an outstanding campaign. I probably ran into more candidates at all these different chicken dinners than we ever had. But along the way, and I made this statement before I left for Italy, I took off for Italy for 2 weeks after the campaign, was you need to go out and meet strangers. And why do I say that? Because a stranger is just a friend you haven't met yet. And you don't talk about politics, you talk about them. And when you engage them in a discussion, not in an argument, sometimes you make a friend. I'll share with you one last thing that happened. Last week in the campaign, as we were running around the state holding out signs, went back to my neighborhood. I grew up in Madison. Anybody know what that is? They eventually call it the murder camp. They had signs on the 3-deckers bigger than the beating dam all about. We had a hot dog at Suncoast. I walked down, I saw American Legion Hall, walked into that American Legion Hall, and this just says like a scene out of the movie Animal House, where everybody stopped talking, the music stopped, and I looked at me. I went over to the post commander, I said, I have a drone officer. So Ebonics isn't as good as it used to be, so we called him Jive when I was a kid. Can we bring him in? And so we went into this, what you would consider to be hostile enemy territory. And when we walked out, we had all of their votes. That's what you need to do, folks. We need to go out and reach out and get other people. We need to get more diverse. We need to bring in people back, different backgrounds and origins and creeds and colors. And I know you can do it. Great, great team down there. We almost say to you that we kicked off our campaign a year and a half ago here in New Bedford at the America First rally, and it's only been good since then. So I applaud you. I applaud the chair of the New Bedford City Committee and the Dartmouth committees, and South Coast in general. On behalf of Jeff B. and our team, we want to thank you. And God bless you. Have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Good night.
Well, what I do want to do is just thank you very much, Mr. Manzoli. I appreciate that.
Joe, come on.
I tried. My mother raised me right. It's about family here in South Coast. We're gonna go through the presentation, and then what I'll do is I'll allow for as long a discussion as we'd like. Chair will invite raised hands at least. That way we can have some sort of discretion. By the way, we get inquiries. But I'll ask you the floor.
Great. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for inviting candidates here tonight for state chair. Really appreciate the opportunity to get out and speak to as many people as possible. This is one of the things that I hope that we can continue to do. If I am elected as chair, I'm privileged enough, and this is something I would love to do, is host regional forums a couple of times a year where we can all get together and go through ideas and suggestions and kind of bring everyone together and get everyone energized and excited and see the same faces and bring in new faces and some energy, and I think it would be fantastic. I've been working on, when I decided that I was going to run for this position, I figured, well, I don't know if it's been done before where we've had a business model, but I think the state Republican Party really needs some sort of business model, because what we've had, and people just walking in and trying to do whatever they've been trying to do, just hasn't been working very well. So we need some solutions, and some of them are very common sense solutions. I don't have all the answers. I am not God. I am not trying to be God. I am not here telling you this is it, this is how we're going, and that's it. But it's just a blueprint. It's just something to kind of work off of and to say, okay, well, here's a basic structure, and any ideas, suggestions as we move forward, growth, it's fantastic. So we'll get started. So here's my proposed plan of action. So first, this is my pledge to the Republican Party, that I will harness the energy and the dedication and the spirit that the Massachusetts Republican Party needs and lead a resurgence for our party, which we desperately need. There are people out there that are just involved in the party, and what I keep hearing is just, I'm not getting involved with the way that it is right now. Things need to change in order for me to be interested. I'd like to unite the willing segments of the party into a single team that's focused on shared goals and refocus our energy that's spent on frustration and past differences into positive teamwork. Do you know, the crazy thing is, who's a Salucci person, who's a Swiss person, who's a Beatty person, who's a Oganowski person, who the hell cares? At 11.6% of the registered voters, we care, don't care anymore. You know what we need to do? We all need to forget, move on, and go forward. And from now on, where everyone has a seat at the table, everyone is going to have a voice, and everyone is going to be able to say, you know what I think will work? You know what I think works in my district? It's not a one-size-fits-all party. We all have our own views and opinions, and that's a good thing for us. I'd like to empower our fellow state committee members to contribute and lead efforts across the Commonwealth to help rebuild. We have some fantastic state committee people here. They're hardworking, they're interested, they're excited, they have loud voices, and they really would like to make a difference. And we need to find more people, like the three that are present here right now. I see David Rose joined us back there. We need more people like that that are energetic and have some new ideas to come into the party. And then I'd like to move us forward by focusing our efforts on 4 basic things. This is, again, not the 4 only things, but these are kind of big things. We need to fundraise. Fundraising is by no means the end-all, be-all of what we need to do. However, we won't have an office if we don't have money. We can't have a staff if we don't have money. We can't have phone lines if we don't have money. So we need money. So we need to go out there and raise money. It doesn't have to be in $10,000 increments. It could be 50. It could be 25. It could be a plan B. It doesn't matter, but we need some cash. We need the grassroots. We need all of you. We need a field person. We need field people to go out there and really stimulate the grassroots and go down, talk to the high schools, talk to the local colleges, talk to the kids graduating high school, coming home in the summer, that are doing all the little jobs. Talk to your babysitters. Talk to the kids doing your lawns, whoever it is. Those are the people we need to start stimulating, the new residents. We also need to have a message. I don't know if anyone's been on the state website lately. But if you go on and look, there's nothing there. You go on, it's contact information. That's wonderful. That's what 411 is for. You can call information and get the same information you get on that website. That's bad. We need to have a platform. We need to have something that if someone comes in, where there's an 18-year-old who's just registering to vote, that says, why would I choose the Republican Party? We need to have a message out there. And finally is outreach, where we need to go all over the place, spread our message, and ask people to help us. Okay, so on fundraising. One of the most amazing things to me, someone who is a fundraiser, is that we do not have a finance committee. A finance committee, as far as the big business leaders throughout the state, are all together, talking to each other, and then going to their friends and asking their friends for the big bucks. So none of us have that kind of money to throw in there, but they do, whether it's the big car dealers or the big business minds. They're around and they would love to help, but no one has asked them in a very long time. We also need to do regional fundraising, which means coming to the South Coast and all the committees getting together. And again, low dollar, small events.